Samyang 24mm f1.8 for the Sony full frame system. Let's talk about this lens and how this lens is acting in videography, street photography, family photography, documentary photography, vlogging and so on. Let's see if this lens can be a lens that can rule the wide angle game. Let's talk about this now. Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Tudor Matescu and I'm glad to see you here. I like to talk about photography gear, photography tips and tricks. So if you are liking content like this, please be sure to subscribe now to my channel, because I will post more reviews like this with real world results, with real world comparisons between different systems. So let's talk about this lens from Samyang and how this lens is acting on my Sony A7R III full frame camera. So first let me tell you why I've bought this lens. Well, I think we all know that the wide lens, a 24 f1.4 aperture wide lens, it is big and very expensive, very pricey, very pricey. And also it's big, it's cumbersome for an everyday carry. But Samyang came with this lens, an f1.8 lens, ultra wide lens, the 24mm. I've said to myself, wow, f1.8, it's not a much difference between f1.8 and f1.4. And after seeing that, I was amazed seeing how small this lens is and how light this lens is. And I've said, okay, I must take it because let me see it, because lots of people and YouTubers and photographers had very good words regarding a 24mm prime with f1.4 aperture on a full frame body. So this lens, it's huge for the Sony system and for the full frame system. So I've bought it, and yes, I am amazed with this lens. So let's talk about this lens and the quality and ergonomics of this lens. First of all, I really like the build quality and ergonomics of this lens. It's having here a custom button that you can customize. It's also having a focus ring and a manual switch, so you can use the focusing ring as an aperture ring. So huge deal for a Sony full frame camera, and it's really working, and it's working fine. I really like it on the streets. So regarding ergonomics and build quality, I really love this lens for what it is. So extraordinary, yes, build quality, ergonomics, again for the price. This is why I'm saying extraordinary, because again for the price. We all know how I've said that an 24mm f1.4 lens, it's very pricey, and the price again unbeatable. So extraordinary build quality for the price and ergonomics. The plastic is not feeling cheap in the hand. The lens hood is feeling sturdy. It's not like the lens hood from the 45mm f1.8 from Samyang. So I really love this. Second, and I really want to address this fact because I was asked this is an f1.8 lens. It's not an f2.8 lens. It's huge. It's extremely huge, because this means you'll have background separation at this wide lens, at this wide focal length. Also it's huge because you'll have good shutter speed and good ISO in low light environments. So this means you can shoot this lens indoors, outdoors and in night photography. It is extremely important, and this is why I don't advise to buy an f2.8 lens. You can buy an f2.8 lens just if you want a very small compact prime, so you can use it on your Sony camera. But this is also small. And light, and it's balancing very well on my Sony A7R III and of course on other Sony cameras. It is a perfect match. A lens is not good if it doesn't deliver good image quality. And I want to talk about how good or how bad is the image quality from this lens. So I think it's important to understand that I judge image quality by experience. I judge image quality by shooting other lenses and comparing other lenses with this lens. I'm not judging image quality by pixel peeping. I like to judge image quality in real world scenarios. So I will not show you pictures at the pixel level. No, but I want to share with you my experience, my personal user experience regarding the use of this lens and the use of the 28mm f2 lens that I had it for 1 year and a plus, and the Samyang 80mm f2 lens. So I've used these lenses. And I must tell you that from my point of view, this lens, it is above the 28mm f2 lens. I had, how I've said, that lens, the 28mm f2, but I sold it. And after that I was thinking, should I buy again the 28mm f2 or should I go with Samyang 24mm f1.8 lens? And I feel my decision was right. This Samyang, it is above the 28mm f2 lens from Sony. Also, the minimum to focus distance, it's crazy good. And the sharpness, it's outstanding from f1.8 to other aperture. So I really didn't see any problems regarding this kind of image quality characteristics. Also, the colors are very good. The rendering, it's very good. It's not an unnatural sharpness. I feel the 45mm from Samyang, it is very sharp. I need to take the clarity slider down and the texture slider down for the 45mm f1.8 from Samyang. But regarding this lens, I feel the sharpness, it's perfect. It's not clinical sharp, but it's a very sharp lens with, I don't know, nice natural rendering. So very good pleasing sharpness. Good contrast, good colors. So I really love the lens. So from my point of view, this lens, it is above Samyang 80mm f2 that I feel it's a little washed and it doesn't have contrast. It is above Sony 28mm f2. It is above 45mm f1.8, and also it's definitely above Samyang 35mm f2.8, and so on. So a truly remarkable lens with extraordinary qualities. And one of the biggest qualities of this lens, it's again the minimum to focus distance. So to get a portrait popping or to get an unusual angle, if you have a wide lens with an f1.8, f1.4 aperture and you get close to your subject, you'll have a very interesting picture. So this lens, it's delivering in this field of view. But even more, and this is huge and extremely important. I have here the 35mm f2.8 sonar design lens from Sony. A beautiful lens. Extraordinary, and I will make a review regarding this lens also. But what is important is the fact that this lens at f1.8 in APS-C mode from my Sony A7R III camera will give me a 35mm equivalent field of view in APS-C. But the depth of field from this lens and with the minimum to focus distance, it's helping me get more from my Sony A7R III. And I'm referring especially at portraits. The portraits will be stronger. The impact of the portraits, the separation from the f1.8 and with the extraordinary good minimum to focus distance, you'll get better results with this lens in APS-C mode than with the 35mm f2.8. So if you want shallow depth of field, if you want the very bright 35mm f1.8 in APS-C, you can use this lens in APS-C mode, and I feel you'll be more satisfied than using this lens. So huge factor here. Another key point that I want to address, it is the fan factor, the homogeneous factor of this lens. How I've said, this focusing ring can be transformed in an aperture ring. So it's very fun to use this lens. Also it's fun because this wide 24mm field of view on a full frame camera will give you very interesting perspective. You can shoot landscapes, you can shoot street photography, close-up portraits, and so on. So the lens is very versatile on the streets, in family photography, in documentary photography, in videography. So huge deal regarding this field of view. So I really love it. And believe me, I wasn't sure I will love this angle. I'm a person who loves the 40mm field of view, the 45, the 50mm field of view, and the 35. But the 28mm field of view, I didn't felt it very well. But again, it's important to use a lens. But for my surprise, this 24mm field of view with this f1.8 lens really blew my mind. Of course, at the f1.4 aperture, you have a better subject to background separation and a more interesting and magical separation and so on. But this f1.8, it's not far behind, and the results are really great. So a very good lens for art photography, for fine art, for documentary, for street photography, and so on. So a really good lens to have on your Sony camera. Now let's talk about other two important factors: AF in photography and AF in videography. So I've made some videos with this 24mm f1.8 lens, and the AF in video was very good. I really didn't felt any hunting and didn't felt any big problems. So AF in video is good, and also AF in photography, very good. So huge points. I really don't have any complaints regarding AF and so on in photography and also in videography. It really delivers in very difficult situation. It delivered. I didn't have problems like I'm having with Samyang 45mm f1.8. Yes, with the lens that I'm filming myself now on my Sony A7R III, I have some problems in videography but also in photography. But this lens, it delivered no problems at all. So in conclusion, is this lens good for you? I'm looking here, 0.19 centimeters minimum to focus distance. I really love the minimum to focus distance on an ultra wide lens. You can get extremely creative shots, portrait, product photography, videography, and so on. Also, again, you can use this lens in an APS-C crop factor and you will get a 35mm equivalent wide lens. And f1.8, small, light, cheap, with extraordinary sharpness, very good renderings, with good colors, good contrast, very good AF. So for me, if you are asking me, it's a no-brainer. And I was very thrilled, as I've said, when I bought this lens on the used market, finding these beautiful characteristics also regarding image quality and other characteristics that are making a difference when you want a good lens. And also, again, I'm adding the fact that the plastics and the build quality on this lens are feeling very good and very sturdy. So I truly recommend this lens, and from my point of view, don't look at f2.8 lenses. Look at those lenses just if you have a specific need. But this lens, from my point of view, it's a lens that can rule them all. The f1.8, the minimum to focus distance, extraordinary. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe now to my channel, and if you want, you can become a supporter to my channel, because you'll find there all kinds of POVs, photography advices, and all kinds of perks that I will add. So please be sure to subscribe, and if you are subscribed, please consider to become a supporter to my channel. Thank you for watching this video. Leave me a comment and talk to you soon. Bye.